Young
What up?
Savage,
What's good?
what's going on, bro?
Oh God, so far not my DJing career, but
Oh, things ain't panning out how you wanted to.
nah, I bombed a little bit, but it is
Hey,
it is
that's
what
the
it is.
part of the experience, man. Hey,
Yeah, I
if
was
you don't,
doing all right.
if you never got the gig to do that, you would never, you know what I'm saying? You would never learn. I know you learned from it, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so shoot, that's
Yeah.
all that matter. Now, had you not learned nothing from it, then we got a problem. But shit,
I'm
you learn
trying.
from it. It's just, you learn something from it,
Yeah,
we good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have high expectations, and sometimes it don't pan
I
out how
think
you want.
that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I
But
think it's what it is.
there ain't nothing wrong with that, Marlon. You can still continue to have
Hmm.
that. It's just you just learn from your mistakes as you go, because the high
Hmm.
expectations is what keep you
Yeah,
thriving. Don't
yeah.
stop that.
Now I get when them DJs be like, "Hey, listen, no requests." Cause they always it's always got to be the shit that you don't got.
Right, right. Then you always said that now you learn you got to probably take control of the crowd, or just
Yeah,
don't get
like,
no
hey,
requests at all.
listen. Let me do what I gotta do. But nah, hey, you got this. I'm like, y'all know damn well I don't have it.
Right,
No, you know the song. It go go like this. Like, no. First off, y'all clearly singing the song wrong.
right.
So
That's the first thing.
yeah, y'all clearly singing the song wrong. But then it's like, but it gonna get better. I got
So
another
what?
one that
So
like,
what? That what you was minimized with the playlist?
yeah,
Cause shit, you always could have resorted to YouTube, but you couldn't do that with what you was using, huh?
yeah, I could have, I could have. But
Yeah.
shit,
So
they got the ads and stuff.
right.
They
So
got the ads now.
so,
Cause I thought about cheating.
but the thing is, shit, when you doing that, especially if you got a gig until you get accustomed to what's going on, shoot, just I think it's what $30 a month to skip them ads or something like that.
Yeah,
Might well
yeah,
pay.
yeah. I would say yeah. I thought about that too.
Yeah, you might well pay that way. You ain't got to worry about that shit. Especially,
Mm-hmm.
it's for a reason for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
ain't like you just randomly browsing. That's actually a gig, part of your job. So shit, just invest in that shit, and you won't have
Yeah,
that issue.
yeah.
You
I
have
keep
what
looking
everybody
down
want.
because I'm sending the guest the
Okay.
passcode,
Okay. Cool.
passcode, and the ID.
I sent it backwards. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's what I was like. Yeah. What? Mm-hmm.
Do it remind me of Lonnie Poffo, the genius.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, cause I had to write. I had to type it to him so he know what it is.
Right. Cause that with the shoe, the laptop I got now is minimized, so he came right on.
Hey, right on time.
You can introduce him. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, bruh?
Can you hear us? You can hear us?
Tell me he working off the phone. You hear me now?
I don't think you can hear us. You can hear? We can't. Can you hear us? Cause we can't hear you.
We
You
can't
ain't
hear
even
you.
saying it.
Yeah.
He probably trying to adjust it. Still can't hear you. Still can't hear. Can you hear us?
Yeah, it say connecting to audio.
Okay, so the audio's checked. Okay, so you muted now. You
You
still
mute.
muted.
All
All
right.
right, got you. Now we on.
All right,
We
yeah,
good.
we back on. There it is. What's up, bro? What's going on, brother?
I'm chilling, bro. How y'all doing?
I'm
All
doing
right,
pretty
see.
good, man. Thank you for asking, man. Hey, man, we're glad to have you on the show. Of course, you met Marlon. My name is Lummy. It's the LumMar Show. We give everybody the platform. You can, tell us a little bit about yourself and your fans and people, that inspire to be like you or somewhat in that same lane, or just give a little back history on yourself and where you come from and what's your passion and stuff like that. It's basically your platform tonight, so it's on you basically. How did you start? Get into the business?
Um, I
Well, first
mean,
of all, don't even answer that. I'm sorry, my bad, Marlon. Introduce the man so everybody
Oh,
know
yeah,
who we talking to. My
yeah,
bad.
yeah. One of the up and coming talents in South Florida. One and only Noah, the prolific poet. You know.
I feel you. I feel you.
There we
I
go.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So
So
give us a
yes, a
break.
little.
Info on you.
Well, nah, I mean, for me personally, it was I guess me getting started was a byproduct of the quarantine. Um, it just gave. I mean, I feel like in general, it gave a lot of people just that time to kind of sit down and kind of not necessarily reevaluate, but just kind of the world was able to take that pause, to take that second to breathe and really like think about everything that you're doing and all the things that you aspire to do and things like that. So for me, I was able to take advantage of that time and actually focus, figure out what I really wanted to do in my life. I mean, the only thing I mean, I always say it the exact same way. The only thing I ever knew that I wanted to be was a professional wrestler. So um, I was able in that time to find my local my local promotion to find a place to train and kind of break my way into the business, as they say.
So you
Um,
only a couple years in.
Right.
yeah, I'm actually coming up on my second year. So I
Okay.
started
Oh
in
wow! Quick,
May.
another quick loaner. Hey.
I mean, quarantine. It was also the blessing to have that time where we couldn't have those gatherings, we couldn't have those shows. So it was really just time for me to get as much training in as I
Right.
possibly
That's on your
could.
skill. Gotcha. Get your skill
Right.
Yeah,
set together.
I was able to hone my well, I mean, you're always learning, but able to get my basics down, get my footing together and things like that, as they say. Um, and be able to be ready when the world did begin to open up a little bit. I was able to start getting that as they say game time experience.
Hmm.
um and kind of learning just by being at shows, whether I was working or not. Just being able to be around the environment, seeing how other guys work in front of crowds, things like that. So just being able to soak that all in bit by bit, a little bit slowly, as things began to open up and we began to kind of go back to like the new normal, as they say.
Hmm.
um I was able to kind of progress as that went, and I just made the most out of that.
Right, right, right. Definitely. So shoot, you took that just like you said, and it made a lot of sense. But what gave you like the drive to do that? What were you doing before the
um to be honest, so I am a proud let me not say that a bit of a proud dropout in a way. So I'm thankful for my experience in college and things like that. And I do think that without that experience, maybe I don't end up where I am today. But um I went to college and found out that it wasn't for me, as they
right,
said.
All right. Hey, hey, we on the same page on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
like you do real good in like in grade school and things like that, and you think
just
like
get burned out.
I mean, not even that. It's just like for me, it was like I was still like I'm gonna be a wrestler up until like 10th grade, and then 10th
Right.
grade once you like. I mean, growing up in the Florida school system, we had FCAT and standardized tests and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, 10th grade that ends, so now it's like, all right, now I kind of got to really figure out what can I guess. Never mind,
Yeah,
I'm not
Oh
gonna.
yeah. You
yeah,
do well.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For sure,
Yeah,
man.
and that 10th grade comes and it's like, all right, now I really got to figure out what the fuck am I finna do. So
Right.
that's when you kind of, I don't want to say you kind of put your dreams aside, but you know what I'm saying? At least for me, just feeling like it was so out of reach and things like that, I was like, all right, well, I got to figure out something. So I just felt like doing well in school and things like that. The natural progression of things was, all right, I guess I got to go to college. But I was there for some time and
Hmm.
figured out that I wasn't for me, the biggest my trigger point was when I like just felt like I was just coasting through and I was just not happy and was just going through the motions type thing. And I was like, all right, I should probably go home instead of, wasting money. So I went back home.
And to be honest, time too, to be honest.
That's the biggest thing. Like now I run into guys and they like, yeah, I started when I was years old, and I'm like, damn, I wish I would have got them years back. Like, but nah, yeah. So I went back home. I was just kind of, doing the whole just trying to make money kind of thing, and like I was, as I was saying earlier, just quarantine allowed me to kind of not stop working, but take that pause, like working from home, that making that transition to work from home, stuff like that. So like now you're at home, you're in the comfort of your space, so you're still doing what you got to do to make ends meet and things like that. But you have a little more freedom to kind of like, all right, well, let me look a little more into this because now I like have a little more leeway. So one thing led to another, and I found myself at a Coastal Championship Wrestling. So yeah.
Okay.
And like, go ahead, Marlon. My bad. Go ahead.
So, what would you say the one main thing you learned so far that you did not know before you got into wrestling training?
The one main thing, I mean, I think I wouldn't say is one thing that maybe I didn't necessarily know, but just the extent of the amount of work that goes into what we do, and
oh yeah,
like you on the outside looking in, it looks like a lot of work already, but like when you really get into it and you really begin to kind of like process and try to understand what it really takes to like just get yourself to the next level, not even like progressing, because at the end of the day, you're your only competition. All that you see in the mirror is the only thing you can compare yourself to. So, just looking at yourself and being able like, damn, like, all right, what do I got to do? I'm here right now, but I'm trying to get here. It's just another step up. So like, what does that take? And everything just takes work, bro. Like as the saying goes, when you think you're working hard, work harder. So, just that kind of thing.
So what was that mindset, that feeling when you took that first bump on the ring?
That first bump. What was that?
That's a good question for your situation too.
That is a very good question. I think for a lot of us, it's like it's not like the oh damn, but like oh damn, like this. Kind of, because I mean, I must say 8 times out of 10, when you take your first bump, it's not a good bump. So if it's not a good bump, it's gonna hurt. So and I mean bumps hurt in general, but bad bumps, oh my God. So
there's good bumps. There are good bumps.
I mean, all of them suck, but I mean, when you figure out what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, you're able to control your body a little more. So, but like when you bump in an area that's not supposed to, yeah, it's just not a fun time. But I definitely that first bump, it was kind of like it's like, damn, that sucks, but like, damn, that was fulfilling. Like, this is what I felt like I was like working towards. Like,
yeah, I feel you.
This is what I was preparing for when I was in like middle school, and what I'm saying, everything that I was striving to be back then. So it was kind of like,
this real. It's real now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
a real deal now. Okay, ain't no more dreaming now.
Hey, you from South Florida? You from South Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
What high school did you go to?
I am a Miami New Orleans Senior High Viking.
Okay.
Class of 2015. Shout out, my folks and whatnot.
And so, have you did any travels with CCW yet? Like on the road and stuff?
I have been to Nashville, Tennessee. That was a trip. It was fun. It was cool. It was like, an experience and whatnot. Cold as hell.
Did you drive in there? How did you get there? You guys drove?
We drove. I actually carpooled with a couple guys. Nazir Santana, Was in the car.
Boy.
Yeah, we had him on.
Yeah, I saw that. Chris Farrell was in the car.
Had him on.
Yep.
Chris Farrell home team.
Yeah, so we rode up. It took fucking forever.
How long the drive was?
Like 18 hours, 14, 18, something like that.
How many times y'all stopped?
We tried not to stop, actually. I think we only stopped maybe 2 or 3 times each way at the very most.
Oh man, that's good for 18 hours.
It was just like, we was mainly just stopping.
Ain't taking no more stops there.
Go out of it, bro. We was trying to get there and do what we had to do and get up out of there, bro. Like I started tripping when we actually got into like, I guess Tennessee, because they, they had the mountains going and whatnot, and and it was just like I saw lights, and then it was just dark, and I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? And like, I believe it was raining as we was driving into Tennessee, and like you could feel like that car and them tires was not built to like for that terrain. So it was like we was going around.
Yeah.
It felt like so I didn't sleep. So
I felt like y'all was in one of the movies.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was cool. Like we stopped at one of them little backwoods gas stations. It was nobody on the road type thing. It wasn't really, but it was just, I think it was in Georgia somewhere. It was just empty as hell, and it was like, luckily the pump that we stopped at, I believe you could pay with a card. So, but like the station itself was closed. It was dark as hell. There was barely any street lights. We thought we was gonna be able to go and get like a snack or something. It wasn't nothing open. But I mean, it was a fun experience. It was that first real like road trip in my career.
Right. The
yeah,
snacks.
Nah, we had bought some stuff down here on the way up, and that it just didn't last.
Right.
But it was cool for what it was. It was very. I wish we would have had a little more time to kind of like experience the city and whatnot. But I think it was good for what it was. You know what I'm saying?
And see, that'd be the thing, cause like we talk to other wrestlers and we ask how they do on the road and stuff. And then like some cities you may like, and you can only like be there for maybe just that night. You got to get right back on the road and come back. And you've done all that driving to get there for like a couple hours, basically. So how you
I don't even think we spent a full 24 in Nashville.
See, right. Yeah. And that's like one of the major cities, so you at least wanted to.
Everybody was, I think a few people, but I mean, Nashville is interesting though, because like I was thinking if we did have some time, we would maybe would try to go somewhere like after the show and whatnot. But I think it was because it's a Saturday going into a Sunday, and I think Nashville is a dry town, so like everything was like closing down, I guess. I guess in the I don't know if Tennessee's in the Bible Belt, but
that could be because I think it's a college town. Y'all probably was in the area where the college towns is, because I know a lot of college towns like in Daytona, they close stuff down early there, believe it or not, like around 1:00, maybe 12:30. After that, man, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so listen, how you handle like your nutrition and stuff? How's your nutrition? Like your diet and stuff. What do you do now differently from what you did before you started?
I mean, to be honest, I was already trying to I mean, full disclosure, I was always like a bigger kid or whatnot. Eating a lot of like junk, of course, but also just a lot of like soul food, as we say, as we love.
Yeah.
But even before I started wrestling, I actually changed my diet. I cut out. I don't eat any red meats. I haven't ate red meats for about probably like 5 or 6 years now. So
okay,
it's a lot of lean proteins. I try to minimize my like candy and candy and cakes and ice cream and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't really crave that too much. Now I don't do a lot of like I'll do like cheese on stuff, like on like I might do like some cheese on like some pasta or something like that, but I don't really delve too far into like like dairy too much. just like eggs for breakfast and whatnot. But everything that is beef or pork is replaced with turkey,
Okay,
chicken, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, that was more like a lifestyle thing rather than necessarily a wrestling thing.
got you, got you.
Um, Realistically, I just try to manage what I eat. I try to, like if I've already had like some quote unquote sweets, like if I had something sweet earlier, I probably won't try. I try to not double up on it. Like if
Hmm.
I had I try not to um like calorie count and all that kind of stuff. I feel
Right,
like
right.
that it's a lot.
It's too much work.
Much. So let
Yeah,
me
like
ask you this, bro.
I'm not like a calorie counter or nothing like that. I don't count like macros and shit like that. I just, try to keep my protein intake high. And just minimize like fats and sugars as much as I can.
So what you do like as far as like conditioning and working out and stuff, you get a chance to work out or like get cardio in and stuff like that?
Yeah, I try to do cardio after every workout. I work out probably about um 5 if not 6 days a week, just depending
Okay.
on if we have shows or not. Realistically, I had to kind of move my schedule around, so I had to train myself to start waking up earlier in the
Hmm.
day, which is not necessarily just like a wrestling thing. I think it's a good thing for people in general. Just kind of getting up earlier, being more productive in your day. You have a little more time. It's gonna cost you maybe a couple hours of sleep, but if you can manage it, I would recommend it to everybody. So
I was just
I'm
about to tell
usually
you to explain yourself, but you did it anyway. Go ahead, I'm listening.
oh yeah, no, no, like yeah, I try to be in the gym now. I try to be in the gym about 6, 7 in the morning.
Okay.
Is like first thing I do. Sometimes, granted, I don't make it that early every day, but if I don't make it that early, then after I work, I'm back in the gym. Yeah, I try to do cardio. I try to switch it up. I do typically do the treadmill. I might do stairmaster. Treadmill is usually after leg day because the stairmaster kill me
Hmm.
after leg day. I try to try to hit the rower. I'm trying to get into jump roping, which I missed out on that class in elementary school. So I got to teach myself how to jump rope.
Number of repetition, that's all it is. Like
So
anything else.
yeah, so trying to do that. But yeah, at least like 15, 20 minutes after every workout. Um, I don't really do like a sole cardio day,
Hmm.
but it'll be like 15, 20 minutes after a workout, and then whatever we train in the ring is I consider cardio. So
That help you like inside of the ring and stuff, like doing the matches and stuff, like as far as your regimen, or you feel like you can do perhaps a little more. Like if
um yeah, everything helps. To be honest, I think you'll probably hear this from a lot of wrestlers that there's no real cardio that kind of simulates
right, that's what I
in-ring
was saying.
cardio.
Yeah, that
But like everything does help. Like if you could do, I would say probably stuff where it's a lot more like maybe circuit training is gonna
hmm
be very helpful. So if you do something where you're doing a circuit of like different weighted exercises and
got you.
whatnot, that would definitely help. I try to do those a couple times a week as well. Um, anything with like a sled, like a weighted sled, push and pull kind of exercise, anything like that could definitely help you out. Um, yeah, I would definitely say like if you're into CrossFit, you'll probably have good in-ring cardio
Yeah, I
just
was just
because
about to
of
say that.
how
Yeah,
like how that varies up and things like
and the
that.
circuits that you mentioned. Yep, doing that
Yeah,
different variety of
so
workouts. Yeah, definitely.
different things like that
Yeah, because
definitely help.
I've seen some of y'all cardio sessions and I get tired looking at it.
Yeah, it gets
Marlon,
crazy.
tell them about your in-ring experience. Marlon had an in-ring experience himself
I,
too.
I only have maybe a 1 minute career. I
A
took
1 minute career. That's it.
I took nah. I was realizing my dream. I took one body slam on the mat and I said, hell no.
I mean, it'd be like that, bro. I mean,
No, and in that instance, I already respect wrestling because I'm an ultimate wrestling fan. Anyway, now
certified it.
Yeah. Now
Oh,
actually
yeah,
being around most wrestlers doing the training sessions, I got a whole nother level of respect because y'all got to train and then y'all got to get out there and do the real thing.
right.
Still stay in shape and constantly nobody wants to respect wrestling.
Yeah, and then for y'all have to build the ring up, tear the ring down, and all that stuff too. You got to add that in. Like, do you do that yet, or are you in like the setup, like the ring setup stuff?
That is that's a part of the job, bro.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Like you gotta be multifaceted. As
Right.
an independent wrestler, you have to be able to bring something to the table. Not necessarily saying you gotta be like, this extravagant businessman or anything like that, but
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, you gotta be able to help out where it's needed.
Gotcha.
Whether it's setting the ring up, help run the sound, or you know what I'm saying, if you know how to do that kind of stuff. Even just being taking inventory of like shirts, anything like that, you're often going to be asked to do more than just wrestle.
Right.
I think it helps us, you know what I'm saying, like especially on this level, just to maintain, that humbleness, and especially like when we are in this earlier stage in our career, still trying to expand ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You can go somewhere else where, they might not know who you are, but
Right.
you understand, hey, I'm willing to lend a hand.
Right.
And that's what's going to get you on a show. Sometimes just being around, like, hey, I know you guys have a show going on. Let me just pop in. I'll just be an extra hand if you need somebody to help set up, tear down, or whatever. Sometimes all it takes is being in the right place at the right time. And
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? You helped set up, you showed up early, something like that, and there's somebody don't show up, or they just need an extra body for some security work, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? There's an old one of my mentors. He always says, whenever you go to a wrestling show, keep your gear in your trunk just in case,
Yeah.
like, because you never know. So anything like that. Yeah, all that is definitely a part of it. And just to touch on the wrestling not getting the respect, I think it's a common misconception, like, with just the public, is wrestling is looked at as if it's, something for children or whatever, and looked down on because it's predetermined or whatever. But I mean, as you saw, it only takes, getting in the ring one time to kind of realize the
The real
toll.
deal.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The toll it takes on your body, and that, it takes like a very as I always tell my friends and family, it takes a special kind of crazy to do what we do to our bodies, and then get up the next day and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to training, or I'm gonna go do this another show, even though
Right.
we just had one last night.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
How was your first week, bro? Like after like your first week of like training, wrestling training and stuff, and you got the chance to get home and finally rest, even if it was a day or 2 days, whatever, however long that layoff was. How was that first week on your body, and what was your mindset at the time?
That first week, was it was the most fun I never want to have again. It was a lot, bro. It was like, they had us we was hitting ropes early.
Ooh,
Yeah,
proud
so
of hitting the ropes.
yeah, no, the ropes is a whole different animal that, like,
I
compared
felt
to
those
what people.
ropes.
Yeah, that's another thing that people get wrong. Like, they think everything is a trampoline, and everything is soft, everything is bouncy, it's rubber bands. Like, nah, those are steel cable.
I know those
That
run
is
out. Yeah, I those ropes. I felt those ropes.
that is steel cable, my boy. That is yeah, nah, I definitely had the bruises. on my back, on my side and whatnot from hitting the ropes. Body was tight, just everywhere, just from legs to ankles, knees, back,
Everything
everything,
locked up.
bro. Everything was tight. But I mean, it was that rewarding feeling, like, again, when you dream about, doing something for so long, it's like, you finally get to do it. So
It don't even matter.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. It's like this is what I've been waiting for, and now I'm here. I mean, Grant, like, you going, like, early on, it's gonna be a lot of days where you kind of like you trying new things and whatnot, or you progressing through new moves, and you going home and you like, damn, like it was rough. It was like, I don't know. But you see it through. So here we are.
How are you about developing your skill set, like as far as in the ring and stuff? Is that something that's like is it important to you that you have a lot of weapons involved in your skill set, or you cool with having minimum itinerary? Like what's your intake on that?
So I think for me it's just in general just finding, I mean, I think a lot of people is just finding what you're good at, finding what you like to do.
Hmm.
Um I think for most of us we start off as fans. So just being able to kind of know what you like
Hmm.
in wrestling and kind of like, what I'm saying, you can get in the ring and you can emulate that. I mean, like, or you get in the ring and you realize, what I'm saying, you realize what you are. I learned early on you should stick to what you're good at.
Right.
Not in any kind of like, bad or disrespectful kind of way, but it's like, what I'm saying, like I'm not a flippy guy. Like
Gotcha.
I
Oh,
understand
please,
my stuff.
and please do not try to incorporate the Spanish fly. I hate that move.
Well, see, that's the
Nah,
whole
man.
point. That may be somebody, like he was saying, you may be a
Yes,
fan of somebody and think you can do their move set when you start,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it may not work for you.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you have to find what works for you and what you're good at. I mean, granted, everybody, I think all of us get in the ring and we want to do a lot of like cool shit and whatnot. But at the end of the day, the thing that really matters is just the impact that you leave and the connection
Yeah,
you have with
that
the
can
fans. Like
always be replaced with something else. Like, yeah,
yeah, you
definitely.
don't have to do a whole, like, you don't have to do a fucking flip power driver off the top rope to like connect with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's like self-service, you know what I'm saying? It's like you doing that shit because you can. Like, I mean, yeah, it's cool when you see it. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell nobody not to do it.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, like, granted, I'm still learning. I don't think I'm the best fucking wrestler ever, but I understand that I don't have to do that to get the reaction that
Right.
I
It's
want to
just
get.
simple as that. Yeah, that's
You know
the
what I'm
name of the
saying? Like,
business anyway. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's
charisma, it's character, it's personality, it's all that stuff
right.
plays a role. He listen now. How you feel about Hulk Hogan, bro?
I don't fuck with Hulk Hogan. Fuck
Okay,
out of here.
Yeah,
well, you got you a fan. You got you one,
yeah.
Marlon.
Finally,
I don't fuck
finally.
with Hulk Hogan. Well, I
Yeah.
don't fuck with racism. Been running wild since 1987, bro. I don't fuck with
So there it is. But the whole thing I was telling him, even
Mm-hmm.
though Hogan never had a move set, his charisma conquered all of that. He ain't only did like simple stuff. He got beat up most of the match. So towards the whole match at the end, he hoke up or whatever the case is, and it was entertaining. And nobody really paid attention to the move set. Then you had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and all them on the undercard. There's, you know what I'm saying, doing all the stuff that's actually worth paying attention to.
I mean, I get what you're saying. But I mean, yeah, no, I get what you're saying as far as like, not having to do a whole lot and being able to connect with people.
Yeah,
And
sell
that's
and
the
merch and all that stuff.
yeah, that's the gist of it.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of us who get in the business,
Hmm.
a lot of us get in because we want to be really good professional wrestlers.
That's it.
Right.
Nobody looks at Hulk Hogan as if he's a really good professional wrestler. They
Which
look at
Marlon
Hulk
brought to my
Hogan.
attention a long time ago, because like I said, I was
Yeah.
looking at it as the charisma and the character, which I know is, but I never just wanted to pay. I didn't want to pay attention to it, which other fans probably feel the same way because I like him, and I'm a fan of him. But his outside character, I kind of just like you said, you knew a long time, but his recent
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
obviously some stuff go back in the '80s, so.
I mean, yeah, it was a lot of shit going on, back then. But
I can imagine. I already know Colt was wild, so I can
I
imagine.
mean, yeah, but I mean, even if you just look back at like some of the shit that they did, like on like major pay-per-views, like Roddy Piper. I mean, just me as a young black man,
Oh, with the
Roddy Piper.
blackface.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they put that shit on. Like that shit was on like WrestleMania. It
Yeah,
was
it
like
was.
That's a man. Yeah, against Bad News Brown.
That's who he
yeah,
was
and they
fighting.
thought that shit was cool. So, but I mean, the times have progressed, so we're not gonna dwell.
So while we on that,
Yeah, because we speak on it, bro. Shit.
Yeah, so what's your take now on black representation right now in wrestling?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't get the chance to watch a whole lot of like what's currently on. Just from work and training and wrestling and all that kind of stuff. What I will say, as far as representation, I feel like it's there in some aspects. I think they've been doing a really good job with Bianca and allowing her to be that role model for young black women and young black girls. They kind of like gave it to us, took it away on some dumb shit, and then gave it back to us. But okay, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going. They gave it back to us. Is all I'm gonna say. But
okay. It's more like okay. We're gonna give it to them just to say, okay, we gave it, but don't put too much effort into it.
I feel like with her, I think that was just the specifics of the situation with Becky Lynch being who she is, and what I'm saying, the stock that they put behind her before she went to become a mother.
Which make a good point. Yep.
Yeah, I think they just felt like I don't think they just I think it was just a issue of them not looking at Bianca in that same light, or thinking that she hadn't made that connection with the people and made that connection with the fans. So they just tried to take it away really quick.
Right.
And just like, because they thought originally that Becky was probably going to be like a superstar when she came back. But
exactly,
I think if that happens to anybody else, maybe they get what they want. But because it happened to Bianca and Bianca was so beloved, that they were like, everybody was like, oh nah, like we're not having this. And they were like, oh shit, I think we fucked up. So,
yeah, definitely. Even if they tried to make up, because now that you brought that up, I was just thinking maybe they went that route to try to make Becky become a heel, because she did actually become a heel at that point.
I mean, the way I think is one of those things
that
where
was bad taste, though, to my opinion.
I think it was one of those things where it just kind of played out that way, and they tried to kind of steer it in that direction to make it seem like that was planned all along. To be honest, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and then too, when you see the bigger picture, like you kind of appreciate the whole storyline anyway.
Yeah, I think they didn't expect everybody to start booing Becky off of that. And when they did, they just kind of like, because they were still trying to push her as a face for a while, for maybe like a month and a half after that. And then they just had to lean into it because nobody was buying it. So now they, like, when it got to WrestleMania and they did the whole callback in the match and shit like that, that was them just like leaning into it to make it seem like, hey, this is what we planned all along. It's not. It wasn't. That's not what you thought was going to happen. But, I mean, I think they saved it well. But just black representation on a larger scale, I think I don't know, man. It's a complicated conversation to have. I think in some aspects they've done well. I think some of the I'm not like I think some of the things that have happened recently have been kind of like fan service and been kind of like culture service as far as like, like, all right, let's just give it to them so that they can't say that we didn't type thing.
Exactly.
Um, but I mean, I think that in itself, if you're just looking at it from an outside perspective and you're not like reading too much into it and trying to find the issue with it, you have to, I guess, applaud them in some aspect for at least giving it to us in some way, shape, or form.
Mm,
Um, but I mean, I think there are if you pull out like the pull yourself out of the realm of okay, where's the like black world champions? Okay, I want these major companies to push black people. I think you look and just see how many black wrestlers, male and female, have turned themselves into stars, like whether it be on just the indies or they
Oh
had
yeah.
stints in NXT or
they
WWE
definitely
or
find a
AEW.
way. They just find
You
a
know what I'm
way to
saying? Like
overcome, regardless.
I think that is the representation. And it doesn't necessarily like I don't think representation equates to a company feeling like they have to put their backing behind a particular star. But guys like Keith Lee, of course he had his run as NXT champion and he was the dual champion for a while.
Dual champion.
Yeah. Um, but you see they fucked his character all up. And
Yeah,
then
and it's and
sat him
it's
down
and it's
for
so easy
90
to
days.
forget he was a dual champion. You know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't forget that. A lot of people do forget that part because, like, he was dual champion for maybe like 2 weeks, and then he
Weeks,
dropped
weeks.
one of them. Yeah, he dropped one of them like the next week or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think even just looking at stuff like that, or guys like Swerve who didn't have the like a made quote unquote major title. He had the NXT North American Championship, but anywhere that he went, everybody follows. Like
Man,
that's
Follow.
how
he
he's a
was the
star.
man.
Like his
So
Swerve is the fucking man.
let
Like
me
Jonathan Gresham, fucking all of these got like Jonathan Gresham's the ROH world champion, and he's fucking going out and having fucking technical masterpieces with every fucking body here across the waters, like fucking everywhere. Like all of these guys are like the representation is out there. It's just um, it doesn't necessarily come from major companies, and a lot of it is kind of the way that it's
right
always
around the
been
corner. Yeah, man. So
for us
that's why we
making
actually
ourselves.
started this platform, because we give, what I'm saying, you guys the opportunity to come on here and express yourself. And the questions that I asked you was basically for anybody that's watching can get a overlay of what you go through and how you overcome and still have a passion for it at the end of the day, and what it takes to do what you do. But with our Zoom shoot, man, we got like less than a minute left. They're gonna shut us
Oh,
out, bro. We
cool.
got to do a round two. We tell
Round two.
everybody that, but nobody hit us up. You know what I'm saying? They be y'all. We know y'all be having shows out of nowhere, so we understand. Ain't no pressure, but we got to get you back on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
Marlon, you
yeah.
can do the top five if we have time for it. But listen, before that, all your information and stuff we'll have in the description. If you want something extra put on, you can let Marlon know, because I know you got his contact, and I have
Yeah.
that in the description, like your website for your merch, all that stuff. And
Or
that way people can reach out to you, and hopefully you can get a lot of followers from our show and should be prosperous, man, because everybody, you know what I'm saying? I don't, that